If you're like the founder of most natural health businesses, you're already doing a lot right. You've built something meaningful and you're making a real difference. In the business, you're showing up, maybe running ads, posting content, hosting calls, but somehow your growth still feels slower than it should, as if all that effort isn't quite adding up to the momentum that you know is possible. So here's the thing, it's not because you're not trying hard enough. It's because there's often one missing link, the piece that makes everything else click into place. Let's look at that with an analogy. Take Yellowstone. For years, the ecosystem was out of balance. Deer overgrazed, and so plants disappeared, and even the rivers began to shift course. Then wolves were reintroduced, and that one change shifted everything. The deer moved differently, plants began to regrow, birds and beavers returned, and even the rivers found their way back to balance. So one keystone species brought the whole ecosystem back to life. Now, your business is an ecosystem too. You might have a great offer and ads that run and powerful client delivery, but without the keystone, your growth stays fragile and slow. If we haven't met yet, I'm Elizabeth from Good Company Digital. I help natural health businesses with high ticket offers grow from 6 to 7 figures using a system called the ethical enrollment ecosystem. So I passionately believe that it's every person's birthright to have a healthy and happy body, mind, and spirit. So if you're part of making that possible, then I'm with you because good work deserves good marketing. In a high-ticket natural health business, the keystone is a healthy enrollment ecosystem. When it's in place, everything starts to regenerate. You attract the right people, you nurture them naturally, you enroll them with ease, and you deliver the transformation they came for. Our system focuses on the journey, the part of the journey that's from becoming known to signing the high-ticket clients. So typically through a discovery call or an application process. It's called the ethical enrollment ecosystem because it's built on trust and real connection, not on pressure or manipulation. And it's often the missing link that makes everything else work so that growth becomes steady and regenerative and not slow and strained. And that's certainly the experience I've had with clients who've grown their revenue from 80% to over 100% in the first year and with an excellent return on investment. So the system has 3 core pillars: attract, which is getting the right people to find you and join your audience; nurture, which is building clarity and trust so that these people feel confident and they want to work with you; and enroll, which is turning these warm leads into happy and committed clients. So let's look at what's needed for each of these. So pillar 1, attract. So the problem we're solving here is poor lead flow. And the milestone we're aiming for is getting leads every day. And the first step here is to build your audience, meaning how many of the right people are in your world right now. So that includes places like your email list, your social media followers, podcast listeners, wherever your voice is reaching people. So the truth is, when you have a bigger audience of the right fit people, not just anyone, building your business becomes a whole lot easier. This step is all about reaching the right people daily with organic and low-cost paid content that shares your unique message and mission. A key tool here is video content with real substance. This is power content. It's a strategy I learned from our mentor, Laurel Portier. It's what we call goodwill gateway content. It attracts the right people and filters out the rest, and starts right there to build trust and helps create warm retargeting audiences to re-engage later. So as we go through these, you can rate yourself. Green for this is a strength. Yellow, it could be better, and red, it's not working well and needs attention. So assess yourself here. Do you have a consistent flow of new leads coming in each day through organic and low-cost paid strategies? The second step to getting leads every day is being the trusted guide. This means showing up regularly so people see you as the go-to expert in your space. You do this through thought leadership, sharing ideas, taking a stand, and offering real value. So the goal is not to just lead your clients, but also to lead your whole market. And when people see you showing up this way again and again, they begin to trust you and start to wonder if you might be the right person to help them. It's also important to have a clear path from your content to your offer so people know what to do next if they're interested. So ask yourself, are you showing up as a leader in your field? And is it easy for someone watching your content to take the next step all the way through to becoming a client? So now rate yourself. Green, it's a strength. Yellow, okay, but could be better. Or red, needs work. Step 3 in getting daily clients is getting people in your audience to raise their hands and show that they are curious about working with you. You want to regularly find out who's ready now. And to do that, you need to invite people into simple interactive processes. It could be a quiz, a scorecard, or a wait list, or an event. So now rate yourself, green, red, or yellow. Are there multiple front doors into your offer? And are people raising their hands every day to learn more? So the goal here in this whole attract leg is to become oversubscribed. And that means having more interest than spots available. When that happens, you're in a position of choice. You can be more selective, you can raise your prices, or you can grow your team. So that was the first key pillar, is getting leads flowing in daily. But the next part is just as important, and this is nurturing your audience. So here we want to turn lukewarm followers into ready-to-buy prospects. So too often people either show up to calls without being a real fit, or they just aren't enough calls booked. So you're bringing leads in maybe to your system, but you're not really getting them to the next stage of booking calls. And we fix that by using a simple system of retargeted content and emails. These are designed to educate, inspire, and build trust. And when it's done well, this helps people feel more clear, meaning they understand what is needed, more certain, and they feel that they can do it. It's all very well, they possibly believe others can do it, but do they believe they can do it? And they feel more connected to you, so that they want to work with you. So here's a tip in this area. For most people, at the rate that we can reasonably make content, to rely on organic reach means that actually hardly anyone will see your content. Instead, you can use low-cost ads to make your content work so much harder for you and to actually reach the people who need to see it. So assess yourself. Is your follow-up content being seen? And is it helping your audience feel seen, supported, and more sure that your offer is right for them? So this whole nurture leg, you can think of a readiness scale, a ready-to-buy scale from 0 to 10. If someone finds you and is at a 2 or a 3 after the attract process, is your nurture process helping them move closer to a 4 or a 5 and a 6, towards more ready to say yes? So step 2 of this nurture pillar is about conversion events. So once people are being warmed up with content, you can invite them into energizing experiences like webinars, workshops, or challenges that help them take the next step. These events build trust and commitment, and in simple terms, they move people closer to becoming a client. And the best part, they create surges in interest without needing pressure or fake scarcity. So assess yourself. Are your conversion events popular, engaging, and effective? And do they move people up that readiness to buy scale to a 7+, so that when it's time to invite them into your offer, it's an easy yes? And step 3 of the nurture pillar is about running campaigns or driving campaigns. So keeping your pipeline warm and active through regular and intentional promotion. This is where you stop marketing reactively and start using a simple campaign calendar where your year is mapped out, and monthly and quarterly, there's a clear theme and focus and offer. Doesn't have to be complicated, just consistent. And when your audience hears a relevant offer at just the right time for them, they stay engaged and your sales flow becomes more predictable. So to assess yourself here, ask yourself, do you have a campaign calendar in place? One that says, here's the offer, here's the theme, and keeps your pipeline full each week? Or are you winging it and hoping something sticks? So pillar 3 is your enrollment process. And the problem we're solving here is having these lukewarm calls or too few. And the goal is to, the milestone is to gain clients that are enthusiastic and keen to join you and ready to go every single week. So step 1 here is crafting your offer. And in the health industry, that's an offer to serve, usually. Now that people are ready to buy, is your offer, does it just seem like the obvious next step to people? So your offer and messaging need to deeply resonate with your ideal clients. It needs to stand out from the sea of similar solutions out there. It needs to feel like it was made for them. And it needs to make taking action feel easy and very natural. So in short, you might have heard the saying, but the offer should be so irresistible that it would be crazy to say no. So assess yourself. Is your offer clear and compelling enough that the right person would say yes, just from reading one page? No sales call even needed. So that's very clear. Step 2 is getting keen clients to join every week, is having conversations. So even with a great offer, conversations is often the fastest path to clients. And therefore, as my mentor says, also the fastest path to cash. So we're not talking about cold DMs or high pressure sales tactics. The best conversations happen when your ecosystem naturally opens the door. That can be early in the client journey. And again, whenever someone shows signs that they're ready. So these are low friction human to human conversations. They could start in the DMs from content or ads. And then through a conversation, a diagnostic conversation, you really can help someone feel seen and understood, and therefore solve a small problem for them, a micro problem, adding value and bringing some clarity. And as you go along, it becomes natural to invite them to the next step, which is usually a call. So it feels more like we're helping than selling, and we do really aim to add value, but they do move things forward fast. So assess yourself here. Are you having natural, high quality conversations that lead to genuine interest and book calls with the right people? Step 3 in getting clients every week is a streamlined sales process, right? Going from call to client with ease. It's key to be very intentional with how you handle the sales process. For most high ticket offers, this still does involve a call. And it's not just to pitch, it's also to connect with people, to qualify them, and to really see whether it's a win-win fit. When this step is done well, it doesn't feel salesy. It feels calm, clear, and confident for both you and your prospective client. A great sales process will include a smooth, friendly booking experience, pre-call contact, and materials that also set the tone for the call, a grounded and supported conversation, not a performance, no pressure. And if the values are aligned, then it can just lead to a simple invitation to say yes. And very importantly, the next step when a client does say yes is really great onboarding. Wow, onboarding. So the next step that really builds momentum right from day one, gets people settled in and feeling good. Okay, so this is about creating a path that feels good and works reliably. And to assess yourself, is your sales process simple and smooth and optimized so that the right people say yes with ease, and also so that no one falls through the cracks? So that's the ethical enrollment ecosystem. And I hope this gave you some useful insights into how to take your high ticket business to the next level, be that 7 figures or multi 7 figures. And when we work with clients, we use this framework to identify the biggest bottleneck in the business right now. And then we focus on making the next move, one that will truly shift the needle in the business. Then we implement it, and then we do that again, like what is currently now the bottleneck, and make that shift. And you continue like this until your business is where you want it to be. And so if you're curious for more clarity about where your business is at, I have a different self-assessment that you can take online for deeper insight. It gives you a score and a simple report on where you're strong and where you could focus next. And if you'd like the link, you could drop the word assess in the comments or send me a quick DM and I'll send it over. So see you in my inbox and in the next video.